All right, so here we are at My Adventures with Superman, the second season. Now, I did not realize that the entire second half of season two, which is pretty much episode 5 to episode 10, would be the entire Supergirl introduction situation. Now, I'm happy I got to sit through it. I experienced it. I thought it was a good experience. I did really enjoy it. I don't think My Adventures with Superman is like one of the best things ever. Like I like it. I actually really enjoy the dynamic that it's just more of a wholesome style Superman story with anime style stuff going on. Even the open, like it's so anime, and I enjoy that section. But I'm still going to lean more with the animated series if I'm going to go to like my favorite Superman thing. But we're here to talk about Supergirl right now. In this 5 episode saga, I'll just call the entire saga My Adventure with Supergirl instead of like something else. But so the final stretch of season two begins, after Kara has finally met Superman and started learning the truth about Earth and her Kryptonian heritage. For the first time, she begins questioning everything Brainiac has been on. By the way, Brainiac is so damn good. I really like what they did with Brainiac. And unfortunately, Brainiac has no intention of letting her go because he's just a sadistic bastard. And as Clark and Kara they get closer, Brainiac reveals the true agenda. The AI spent multiple years manipulating Kara and using her as a tool to campaign across the galaxy. She believed she was helping civilizations. She slowly discovered the mission was built on lies and destruction, and Brainiac was doing what he does best, which is destroy a planet after obtaining all the knowledge. And she has to confront the painful reality that the person she trusted most may have been exploiting her from the very beginning. Now, Supergirl basically got legacied. If you've seen Legacy from Superman the Animated Series, you know that is one of the best episodes in the DCAU ever. And this is pretty much a nice little twist on that, except instead of it being, Dark Side is Brainiac. And it actually makes sense for Brainiac to do something like this. And he uses her to exploit some things. And we actually get a cool look and mention of Thanagar. We see like a Green Lantern ring and stuff like that going on. So he was using Supergirl left and right. Now the tensions on Earth kind of continue with Amanda Waller, Luthor, and the government. Like the anti-alien thing, and the Kryptonian Superman becoming a threat. Brainiac plans to move forward. And Earth finds themselves caught between that invasion and hope that Superman can stop this disaster, even if they don't really like Superman right now. So we're pretty much getting Cadmus too at the same time. And I was like, okay, so we're getting a bunch of stuff thrown in. We're getting like some Amanda Waller stuff. We're getting some, basically legacy stuff. We got Brainiac showing up to make Superman his ultimate weapon and taking over the universe. It's wild, but it's cool. And the scene where like Brainiac's trying to break Superman psychologically, that scene is awesome. There's like that's some great stuff going on right there. And the truths about Krypton, where Clark had to like pretty much confront that Brainiac being pretty much responsible for Krypton's destruction, another pro from the animated series, and at the same time, Lois and Jimmy refused to give up on it, and working to rescue Clark while helping Kara. That was kind of like a Kara doesn't have to face everything by herself kind of situation. I felt like Lois and Jimmy were a little too into the story. Like, the whole tension starts because they're on a dating show and this girl like gives Clark some play and Lois gets all upset, and I was like, that was some weird tension to kind of put right there. But when Clark gets kidnapped, she goes to help him. It's great. And there's a scene where they kind of break out of the whole Black Mercy spell. It was on some old fairy tale type ish. But being it as it may, it just felt like that little section was a little much. Like, we get like a Black Mercy, but it's done in this cool manipulative way. And very well thought out. They didn't just throw stuff at the wall to see what stuck. Now, as the invasion reaches Earth, Brainiac launches that assault, Kryptonian technology, enormous city-sized vessel, Metropolis becomes like the battleground for a war between saving the planet and military forces and things like that. And Brainiac was pretty much trying to reshape the future to fit his vision. And Brainiac is grimy as hell in this show. Feel more like a monarch than like destroy all knowledge, but and the emotional core of the story is Kara's journey. Like the scene when she finds out everything that was going on, that scene is so good. Like it's so well done, so well thought out, so well planned, timed. The reaction on Kara's genuine. Like she realizes like Thanagar is a beautiful place, but she was used to destroy it. That was crazy. I said, bruh, why Thanagar be catching L's all the time, man? She destroyed it. The Brainiac and Legion of Superheroes destroyed Thanagar, and then Justice League we never really see Thanagar because it's so far away. Things like that, and she like struggles with that guilt. You know what I'm saying? Like her past actions, the realization that Brainiac manipulated her, and the fear that she may never truly belong anywhere is like a real deal situation for someone like Supergirl. And Clark refuses to abandon her because he's Superman and he's perfect. And she deserves that chance for redemption and hope just as he did. Which is part of the thing I like about the show. And what it comes down to is when we get into that sequence where like she goes against Brainiac with Clark and they go to fight Brainiac and try to take him out. I think that is some cool stuff. I love what they do with the kryptonite blast and energies and things like that where it does affect them. Something I think is cool is that he didn't realize he got his powers from the yellow sun until that moment. When they're getting blasted with the kryptonite and you're like really, really close to the sun, like All Star Superman close, and they start to heal and they feel stronger. And it's like because we get our powers from the yellow sun, so we are pretty much sunbathing right now for how close we are. And that part was so well done. I was like, yeah, yeah, this fire, bro. This is fire. And like they break out Luthor, they take him out. There's nothing about it. Brainiac gets defeated in a really good way. Waller's pissed because they won, obviously, but also happy that they won. A lot pretty much came in like around that point. But the end of the story, like, is less about like really defeating Brainiac. It was more about Kara like finding herself. You know what I mean? Finding a home for herself, where she can mentally rest and be herself. And after spending her life searching for purpose and belonging, she just discovers a family that will love her and accept her despite all of that. And it ends with her, picking up a new chapter on Earth. She's now Supergirl while he's Superman, and she's just embracing that full whole thing. So, things like that. In the end, like it just is what it is. I would say this isn't just a story about Superman saving Earth from Brainiac, but it is a story of Supergirl finally finding a home. So that's just where I land on it. It was like that 5 episodes, that little middle section with like live wire and heat wave and all that stuff and trying to figure that out. I feel like that was kind of a burner, and that episode was kind of just like a filler to the momentum we had. But the last episode of the season is legitimately awesome. I could put that season over other things just because it was so good. Not my favorite version of Supergirl's introduction, but one of the most creative, clever, and heartbreaking. Because, like I said, she got legacy. She got legacy, bro. Like go back and watch that episode, and then go back and watch Legacy. You'll be like, oh, they really got him up out of here. This is crazy. Like that's what happened to her. That's literally what happened to her. So I'm saying, like Brainiac's vision of conquest is just really relentless and daunting and like so uncomfortable yet epic because you're like, bruh, Brainiac. He's like a Superman villain, bro. Like for real. So there's that. So that's just me though. But I want you guys to let me know how you guys feel down below about this. Did you like Supergirl's introduction in My Adventures with Superman? You know what I'm saying? Like, comment, subscribe for more, and I'll see y'all on the next one.